Actually headed to Los Angeles, California for this game. We are so far behind on schedule. We're probably going to be there midway through the first half. I like for everyone to just be patient with us until we get situated in the broadcast booth. Once again, thank you for watching this broadcast. We are live from Los Angeles, California, my hometown.
Are you ready? Get ready, dog. Camara Drive-In. It's a coach. You're watching Madden Football on EA Sports. Coming up,
as we speak right now, we are on our way there. We probably will not be there till the second half of the game, so probably the third quarter.
It'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah.
I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. Coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks.
Carson Wentz, the Lord and Savior.
The best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And tonight's sponsor of this broadcast goes to the Taco Bell for the Rockies Taco Special. The final score from tonight's Rockies and Brewers game was 11-7. The Rockies have scored more than 7 runs today, so don't forget to stop by any local Colorado Taco Bell tomorrow between the hours of 4 and 6 p.m. for pork tacos.
But here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone.
Colorado Rockies are scoring 11 runs in tonight's game
making their way out.
in front of the home faithful.
6'5" quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And I'll bet right now just one thought in his mind.
Win the game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions, right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow.
Nice.
And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
They run it here with Gordon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. With that, let's check out how the Chargers line up on offense.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that Mike Pouncey's one of the best centers in the league. And to me, he helped usher in that new wave of centers. Agile, able to get to the second level and block people downfield, able to pull like a guard and get out in front of ball carriers, and pass protects really well, helps keep his quarterbacks clean.
Offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes...
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Chris Harris speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they'll have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back.
And Wentz will not be able to get rid of it. He's taken down for a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. Let's go. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018, drafted #1 overall the subsequent year, Kyler Murray.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I didn't need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards that time. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's McKenzie. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Murray now on 1st down.
Brandon, I think we can see early on they're making a concerted effort to get him the football. So to me, that means they like the matchup that they have. They feel like he's better than the guys that are covering him. 2
plays, 2 passes. We'll see if they go back to that well.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this has started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. This offensive unit today, they're going to need Dez.
A full combo plate. Size, speed, toughness. Not to mention incredible aggressiveness going and getting the football.
2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Throwing again, Murray. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. Kyler Murray with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the play that polished it off was the touchdown run by Kyler Murray. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. That sack by Khalil Mack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Throwing now is Wentz. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Edelman set to return. Sheds a second man.
He's building up some momentum, isn't he?
51 yards on the punt there. And the Broncos take over. 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking on Southwest Airlines. Our estimated arrival time to Los Angeles, California, International Airport will be right around the third quarter.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space.
We thank you for flying Southwest Airlines.
And catch the football, but not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And this is caught at the 8. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Isaiah McKenzie, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
McManus's point after is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special announcement from the captain on Southwest Airlines. We will have a Uber waiting just for the 2 broadcasters, Danny Carter and Vincent Nett, so we can get them to the stadium as fast as possible. We thank you guys for choosing Southwest Airlines. We hope you'll choose us again.
He'll never say it publicly because good leaders don't do that, but they've got to figure out what's happening in the offensive line to keep people away from him so he actually has a chance to throw the football, because so far that has not been the case.
5 full sacks against him. Now Wentz. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Khalil Mack able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. On play action, it's Wentz. And right side, Henry's got it. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where you see the final score there. 16-14 was the final score. From there, we head east to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Houston Texans. Corey Davis a touchdown catch in the victory. And then on Monday night, folks, you are in for a treat. They've got a good one lined up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Los Angeles, California.
Broncos with
Danny,
the lead, and they will be
me,
receiving
and
this
Vince
kickoff here.
just
Quarter
landed,
3 is
and we
underway.
are now in
This
the
one fielded
booth.
at the 5.
Our Uber just got us here really quick, and we are here
And a
to
good
start the
return as he'll
third
be stopped
quarter.
just shy of the 30-yard line.
We thank Southwest for giving us a really awesome tickets flying first class.
So here are the Broncos to take over on offense.
As we can
They're
tell,
on a
it is
3-game
an
winning
overcast
streak, and
night
right
in
now
Los
looking
Angeles,
good in this one as
California,
well.
but that did not stop our
They go
flight.
play action here on first down. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league, so even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now he's forced out right. 20! And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Over 30 yards there, and first downs on 3 consecutive plays now.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield, those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. Murray now to throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for Isaiah McKenzie that time, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. Here's Murray, flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing now is Murray. A dive, and he's got it for a Denver touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point from McManus is good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. It's time for our player spotlight right now as we get a look at Carson Wentz. He's been pretty good when he's had time. The issue is, as we see here, a lot of times he hasn't had the time.
And a lot of that in getting past it is attitude. How's he projecting? Is he showing that the other team is getting to him? Is he showing his guys up front that he's upset, that he's angry, or is he still encouraging? Because those guys, they've got to find a way to pick it up, and it always happens a little bit better if they've got the quarterbacks on their side.
So far,
we'll be broadcasting live from Los Angeles
after a gain of 2
after this game is over.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's
I need to be at home for a while.
Break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. That throw into the arms of Allen. And he gets
Guess what? Vince should be here in Denver helping you guys broadcast. Helping us broadcast out while I am in Los Angeles doing the same thing.
And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. A lot of folks
Once again, we thank Southwest Airlines for taking us from Denver to Los Angeles.
Looking to throw on second down. Wentz. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
All right, Denver, make a stop. Denver, make a stop.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Anthony Lynn went for it, but did not get it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Murray. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McKenzie. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 16. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw it, Murray. This is caught. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And he won't get in, but you can't be set up any better than that. They'll have the ball at the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why there's... And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. From the gun, it's Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. And this complete to Henry over the middle. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Denver, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on
Vince
EA
will
Sports.
be back in Denver with the Broncos. I'll be here at Los Angeles broadcasting. Peace.